Fair use act, nigga.
There is nothing wrong with your television set.
The official narrative around Charlie Kirk's assassination has now reached Building 7 level bullshit. The surgeon that worked on Charlie, he came out and he said, nope, no exit wound. Just like Candace has said after she saw the video.
Wearing 47 hats, and they're all holding American flags. The guy accomplished everything that he told me he was going to accomplish when he was 21 years old. When I first met him that time, he was a remarkable human being. He was larger than life. He's such a powerful voice. And he created and helped kind of fulfill a movement that is unstoppable. You know, no bullet is going to stop that movement, Brian.
What kind of bullet even hit Charlie? I ask this because of what his podcast producer Andrew Colvett just revealed in an X post. According to him, Charlie did not have an exit wound and the bullet did not go through him because his bone density made him like a man of steel.
Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission.
He also said that the coroner even found the bullet underneath his skin. Now, this statement confirms lots of other theories, but first, let me just debunk this insane Man of Steel claim. Let me show you what a 30-06 round can do to human flesh.
Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
When I see a story and it doesn't click, our guts are usually right.
If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper.
I was in line with people for 3 hours talking to all the folks, and they were Christians and they were happy and they had families and they were lovely people. And I started talking to them, and none of them that I spoke to believed that the shooter that they got.
The surgeon says the bullet went in and just stopped right there. Yeah, a 30-06 round that travels at 2,000 feet per second and is capable of going through fucking cinder blocks, walls, entire moose. 30-06 would go through 3 people before it even thought about fucking slowing down. And we're supposed to believe that, oh yeah, Charlie Kirk, he's the Man of Steel. Fox News has a headline up that Charlie Kirk's the Man of Steel, and he actually just stopped a 30-06 round bullet.
We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical.
Hey friends, did you hear the news? The bullet was found, the missing bullet. Remember, there has been no bullet, no blood trail, no blood splatter, no autopsy, no doctor's report, no coroner's report, but the bullet has been found. So let's listen in to this news report, and I'll give you my commentary in just a moment.
Also, Kelly, we're hearing Charlie Kirk's organization is revealing new details surrounding his death. What are they saying about this?
Yeah, I wanted to get to that. There is a new post out from the executive producer of The Charlie Kirk Show, TPUSA spokesperson Andrew Colvett, and he wanted to post this. He said he spoke with the surgeon who worked on Charlie in the hospital, and they were talking about the exit wound. So Colvett was saying that there was no exit wound. We are still waiting to confirm this with the hospital, but he said he spoke with the surgeon who worked on Charlie. He said the bullet absolutely should have gone through, but it didn't go through. Charlie's body stopped it. He said, quote, "It was an absolute miracle that someone else didn't get killed." They did find the bullet just beneath the skin, he says, and even in death, he finishes, that Charlie managed to save the lives of those around him.
Just like the light of a new day, hit me from out of the blue.
Now he is performing miracles. Who needs Jesus Christ when you have Charlie Kirk? Here we go. The high-velocity bullet that claimed the life of Charlie Kirk on September 10th miraculously did not exit the conservative activist and harm others in the crowded event where Kirk was assassinated. I should have underlined that word. Let me know what you think is wrong with that word being used in this story.
This is from the Health Ranger, Mike Adams, and you've heard me talk about Mike Adams a lot, and it pains me to even have to address this, but the narrative is becoming so delusional, we must call it out. If a 30-06 round, which carries 3,000 plus foot-pounds of energy, entered his neck and was stopped by his neck would have literally exploded. Exits the body, it takes remaining energy with it. But if it doesn't exit the body, then 100% of the energy is delivered to the tissues being impacted. If you deliver 3,000 foot-pounds of energy to literally any human neck in a fraction of a second, it's going to be like a grenade went off. And clearly that didn't happen. So we can now conclusively say it was not shot with a 30-06 round. So somebody is lying, and yes, it's a cover-up. In explaining this shooting, you can't make up your own laws of physics and anatomy. Your explanation has to align with reality. Otherwise, it's just BS. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about just sitting at the very top of the stadium, angry. And he was talking about the memorial yesterday. Not for the memorial, but that the stage we are at. Rumors swirl, official narratives become largely unbelievable. It is the realization that we do not trust any part of our government. It's rotted to the core in nearly every part. And as I sit here contemplating the life of Charlie Kirk, I'm jaded by the simple fact that no one is telling the truth. No one is being held accountable.
Yeah, and then there's other people out there. Yeah, God just slowed it down. Yeah, so it would just kill him. This is the most insane bullshit I have ever fucking heard from the government. Like, I'm more apt to believe their story of 9/11 than this absolute horseshit. Kash Patel, you were on thin ice when you lied about Epstein. Now we're just done with you. We're just done with you. You know you're lying. We know you're lying. And you know that we know that you're lying. So just go ahead and resign, buddy, because we're fucking done here with you.
And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. And I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene.
Like, this whole story is absolute horse shit. The FBI is like, oh yeah, we're investigating 7 to 20 other people that were involved, and then they're just magically the next day, nope, actually nothing to see there. Lone gunman, we got these AI texts, it explains it all. We already laid it out for you. We told you the whole bullshit story. We gave you a whole truck full of bullshit. Why are you not believing our bullshit? Oh, I don't know. Because we fucking know what bullshit smells like, Kash, and you're shoveling it with a fucking excavator. Jeez, this... How the fuck? How the fuck? Trump, you're threatening to fire Pam Bondi over not fucking arrest anybody? You might as well throw Kash on that list too. Because we're fucking done with these idiots that just run their mouth and do fucking nothing. Start delivering right fucking now, or you are going to have a revolt on your hands, Trump. You are going to have a revolt because we're not fucking retarded. Yeah, I hope you understand that. So fucking do better. Somebody better have some real answers out there right fucking quick in a big 180, or this is all going in the fucking toilet. Good luck to you all. Long live the Republic.
The rhetoric that you played, the messages that you played in that clip are the same exact rhetoric and messages that are used by the assassins, that are used by the two assassins who tried to kill Donald Trump, that are used by the assassin who claimed the life of my friend, an American hero, Charlie Kirk. An American hero, Charlie Kirk. An American hero, Charlie Kirk. This is willful and deliberate radicalization. They know what they're doing. Our universities, in many cases, have become incubators for extremism. They become the equivalent of madrasas for jihadism. There is a domestic terrorism movement in this country. When you see these organized doxing campaigns, where the left calls people enemies of the Republic, calls them fascists, says they're Nazis.
There's free speech, and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
Says they're evil, says they have to be removed, and then prints their addresses. What do you think they're trying to do? They are trying to inspire someone to murder them. That is their objective. That is their intent. And when you see online, Sean, as we've seen for the last few days, tape after tape after tape of federal workers, bureaucrats, staffers in the Pentagon, educators, professors, healthcare workers, nurses, celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. These are radicalized people. There is a domestic terrorism movement in this country.
It's horrific. It's free speech, but you shouldn't be employed anywhere if you're going to say that. And employers, you have an obligation to get rid of people. You need to look at people who are saying horrible things, and they shouldn't be working with you. Businesses cannot discriminate. If you want to go in and print posters with Charlie's pictures on them for a vigil, you have to let them do that. We can prosecute you for that. I have Harmeet Dillon right now in our civil rights unit looking at that immediately, that Office Depot had done that. We're looking at that.
There is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There is no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. There is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot to the neck because he spoke words with which they disagreed.
And let me tell you something I've not shared with anybody, but the last message that Charlie Kirk gave to me before he joined his Creator in heaven was he said that we have to dismantle and take on the radical left organizations in this country that are fomenting violence. That was the last message that he sent me before that assassin stole him from all of us. And we are going to do that under President Trump's leadership. I don't care how. It could be a RICO charge, a conspiracy charge, conspiracy against the United States, insurrection, but we are going to do what it takes to dismantle the organizations and the entities that are fomenting riots, that are doxing, that are trying to inspire terrorism, and that are committing acts of wanton violence. It has to stop. And my message is to all of the domestic terrorists in this country spreading this evil hate: you want us to live in fear? We will not live in fear, but you will live in exile. Because the power of law enforcement under President Trump's leadership will be used to find you, will be used to take away your money, take away your power, and if you've broken the law, to take away your freedom.
First of all, this announcement is not made by a medical doctor, a coroner, the surgeon who attended to Charlie, but the executive producer of the Charlie Kirk show. Gee willikers, that's like having Trump announce the death, I should say, alleged passing of Charlie Kirk. Why do I say that? Well, there's no autopsy. There's no coroner's report. At least in the Shady Nook debacle, we had Dr. Carver here visibly upset, absolutely devastated, as he is telling the reporters that this is one of the worst scenes that he has seen. And if you watch this video, which you can find on YouTube, you'll see that there were several cuts, probably because it was difficult for him to keep a straight face, as you can see here. But at least they trotted out a doctor. Where's the doctor? in the Charlie Kirk incident. I underlined the word Saturday. Isn't that a little bit of a long time to come out with this announcement? It seems to me that that's some type of information that would have been released earlier, but possibly because I have been asking, and others like me have been asking, where's the bullet? Where's the blood splatter on the white tent behind Charlie? So many questions about this. So here we have his name, Andrew Colvett, and the missing surgeon. Let's take a look at the rest of the statement here, shall we? Turning Point spokesman responds to online chatter about Kirk death. Colvett said he had permission to share the information Saturday, the eve of Kirk's memorial service in suburban Phoenix. He said he was responding to online chatter about the lack of an exit wound. Well, I've got a couple questions. Police recovered the presumed murder weapon, a high-powered bolt-action rifle, after the gunman jumped from a roof on the UVU campus and fled through a wooded area. A 22-year-old suspect, Tyler Robinson, was arrested 33 hours after the shooting and has been charged with aggravated murder. Utah Governor Spencer Cox has called the killing a political assassination and says Robinson had become radicalized. In response to Colvett's statement Saturday, News Nation reached out to the hospital that received Kirk before he was pronounced. I could have underlined several more things here, friends. So let's go through this. And I do want to go back to the first screen for a moment. People who don't read and who don't dig deeper and who don't ask questions and who don't look for clues and who don't use critical thinking are going to see the headline and they're going to conclude that a bullet was actually produced, that a bullet is now entered into evidence. And as of this recording, which is September 22nd, 2025, I have seen no reports of any bullet being recovered or being entered into evidence. So Charlie Kirk, stopping bullet, a life-saving miracle. People are going to see that and not read any deeper. So why in the non-spinning world would a professing Christian invite specifically and intentionally and on purpose a Scientologist to speak to young women at a Turning Point conference, to bring in eyewitness Tyler McGettigun? Get a gun. Now, perhaps I'm pronouncing it with a little flair, but that's how I read it. It's indisputable that his name is Tyler. And this type of repetition is a well-known hypnotic induction technique to mesmerize and manipulate people's minds. So here we have Tyler as the alleged shooter, Tyler as the very first witness. And as I look at it, it sounds like Tyler McGettigun, get a gun. And wouldn't you know it, there's another Tyler in the picture. And this is the Turning Point COO with his nice Masonic gesture. So why is Colvett giving a summary? This is really hearsay. It would not be admissible in court, of what the physician told him. Why is there no statement from the physician? Is anybody questioning this but me? The coroner found the bullet just beneath the skin. Who's the coroner? Why is there no name? Why is there no name of the physician? Why is there no name of the coroner? Why is there no statement from the physician or a statement from the coroner? Basic anatomy. If the bullet lodged beneath the skin, that suggests low velocity deflection or inconsistency in caliber used, none of which support the idea of a clean, high-powered rifle kill. And where's the actual ballistics report? I need to put that in my missing persons thing, right? We have no bullet, no ballistics report. We have no autopsy, no doctor's report, no blood that we see as a trail. And here the commenter says, we're fully in the realm of myth making. Turning a human corpse into Superman doesn't just defy science. It tells you exactly what this is: a psychological operation meant to close the book on forensic doubt and redirect the public into emotional worship of the martyr. And that, my friends, is exactly what happened at this memorial. When a known TP USA employee uses miracle language, contradictory medical claims, and a triple trust me format, all without forensic transparency and, dare I say, evidence, it's not just cringe, it is coordinated damage control. The truth doesn't require miracles, it leaves evidence. Now, check this out. Of course, we have the caliber, which is .3006. We've got 3 6s, which is the weapon of choice here. This person said, this will go through level 3 body armor. Most tree trunks you encounter in your average forest hikes, grizzly bears, and even 5 or 0.5 inches of steel on lightly armored vehicles. Yet somehow you want us to believe that it was stopped by Charlie's neck. Either you are a useful fool that is being told lies and repeating them, or you are in on the cover-up. Which is it? Now, I don't believe the rest of this, where the story is that he was shot from behind and to his right. Personally, I have no evidence that he was shot at all. If he was shot on the left side, his body would have reeled over to the right, and it didn't. So I showed you before that there is something called a squib device, which is how they create gunshot wounds in the movies. In fact, I shared that in my very first video about Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk incident. So you've got what looks like blood, and that is the premise and the supposition that I am taking here. So there you have it, friends. I have poked holes in this story.
There's nothing gory about this footage from the back. The thing that really stood out to me, and I just kept asking him to replay it over and over and over again, is that there's no blood. There's no blood.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from this studio, this chair. Every day he loved it. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it.
Little white lies been around for years. Little white lies ringing in your ears. You turn around, come around back on you. Well, that little white lie's catching up to you.
Thank you very much. Our final witness is also using an assumed name, and again we ask our friends in the media to respect the need for her to protect her family. And we finally call on Naira to testify.
Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, my name is Naira, and I just came out of Kuwait. My mother and I were in Kuwait on August 2nd for a peaceful summer holiday. My older sister had a baby on July 29th, and we wanted to spend some time in Kuwait with her. I only pray that none of my 10th grade classmates had a summer vacation like I did. I may have wished sometime that I could be an adult, that I could grow up quickly. What I saw happen to the children of Kuwait and to my country has changed my life forever. It has changed the life of all Kuwaitis, young and old. We are children no more. My sister, with my 5-day-old nephew, traveled across the desert to safety. There was no milk available for the baby in Kuwait. Help came from Saudi Arabia. We wanted to help as well. I was the youngest volunteer. The other women were from 20 to 30 years old. While I was there, I saw the Iraqi soldiers come into the hospital with guns. They took the babies out of the incubators. Took the incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor. It was horrifying. I could not help but think of my nephew, who, if born premature, might have died that day as well. After I left the hospital, some of my friends and I distributed flyers condemning the Iraqi invasion until we were warned we might be killed if the Iraqis saw us. The Iraqis have destroyed everything in Kuwait. They stripped the supermarkets of food, the pharmacies of medicine, the factories of medical supplies, ransacked our houses, and tortured neighbors and friends.
The last message that Charlie sent me was, I think it was just the day before we lost him, which is that we need to have an organized strategy to go after the left-wing organizations that are promoting violence in this country. And I will write those words onto my heart and I will carry them out. If people ask me, what emotions I'm feeling right now, this is something people say, you kind of know the answer. There's incredible sadness, but there's incredible anger. And the thing about anger is that unfocused anger or blind rage is not a productive emotion. Right. But focused anger, righteous anger, directed for a just cause is one of the most important agents of change in human history.
Trying to whip up the division, which is what all this is about. It's about division, it's about new legislation. Like I said, arguing over whether it's real or fake is irrelevant. What matters is how it's going to affect our societies.
Oh, just out of curiosity then, what's your take on Building 7? Which explanation do you believe?
Come on.
No, that's a serious question. Which explanation
Which explanation?
There's two explanations. It was pulled or it was isolated pockets of fire in the building that were sort of side effect from the two towers coming down that brought it down.
This is a no-win conversation, so I'm not going to continue it. But let me just say one thing. My macro view is the obvious one, which is the buildings came down because a bunch of nutcases who were playing into them.
Claims. Do you have any evidence that there were bombs in the building?
Sure. Let's start with the collapse of Building 7. Can you roll the video clip that I sent to you?
Okay, I'm not sure if we can, but to specify.
Maybe there's some kind of code. You just don't show the collapse of Building 7. I don't know what it is.
They don't care if you think the Earth is flat. It's not a threat to anyone. But if you say, what actually happened with Building 7? That is weird, right? It doesn't, what is that?
Right.
If you were to say something like that on television, they'd flip out. They would flip out. You'd like lose your job over that. Why?
This is World Trade Center 7 just before it collapsed on September the 11th, 2001. It had not been hit by an aircraft. It had been damaged by falling debris and fire. But by 5:20 p.m. most of the fires have been extinguished. Although the building was 47 stories high, it doesn't fall sideways, nor collapse unevenly. For this to have happened, all of the building's vertical supports must have given way at almost exactly the same time. Yet the Federal Emergency Management Agency reported that the collapse was due primarily to fire. But what does it look like to you?
Couple minutes of borrowed time, yeah, just so I can go spread the news of something better than we already been. Never meant for it to come out rude, but if it is, and maybe this, it's time for you to just pick and choose, to take the blue pill or the red pill. Like I said, still love to you, 'cause I can't decide for you this time, but it seemed like what you do is gonna change up very soon, 'cause everything's hanging on your next move. Like, what you gonna do, little boy? Hurry up and make your choice. Are you gonna speak up loudly? Yeah, or you gonna hide your voice? Not me, then listen when I speak, 'cause my leader's first name is Jesus, and I seen the fruits of my labor, so yeah, I just do what's gon' please him. And I don't really care what you do, I share the true proof that there's a screw loose with everybody that says they are to control the pop you from things they want to do with their own life. Let it sink in, that's a really steep price, don't you think? Yeah, a bunch of lost souls, I bet you regret giving the control to the old and the weak, man. That's the type of game I don't play. I won't trade my soul to live in the matrix. Not me, I won't be your sheep and follow the lead and live my life basic. I'm here to wake up the minds and open your eyes, 'cause everyone's brainless and so blind you can't see the rise of your own demise in front of your faces.